Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to Iyun Shulchan Aruch. Today's Siman is Siman Samich number 60. We're talking about Hilchos Krias Shema, Brachos Krias Shema, Mitzvos Shrichos Kavana. I don't want to get into Mitzvos Shrichos Kavana. I really dealt with that a lot in the main shir. I gave you a lot of kulas. If you're looking for leniencies in Mitzvos Shrichos Kavana, I gave you a lot of big kulas over there, which seem very mistaber, seem very reasonable based on the Shulchan Aruch and the Mishnah Berurah. I want to talk about halacha beis over here, where he talks about that if you read Kara Krias Shema below bracha, Yatsi De'echovas Krias Shema. If you said Krias Shema, let's say sometimes, right, you want to make Zman Krias Shema. He explains Zman Krias Shema really is not ma'akev. There's 3 hours is not really the deadline. But if you assume it's the deadline, so you're trying to say it early before you go to shul, so you should go ahead when you daven with the tzibur. You should say the brachos, which is before 4 hours. You have until to say the brachos, and then you should say Krias Shema. This is what the Shulchan Aruch adds. You could say the brachos even after you say Krias Shema. Nearly shetov la'achzor v'likros Krias Shema ima brachos. It's a good idea to read Krias Shema with the brachos. Now, the source of this is not clear. There's a whole bir halacha which tries to find the source for this. Where does the Shulchan Aruch get this from? What is it based on? So I'm just going to answer very simply based on what I said yesterday, that the whole idea of Avarabba is a birchas HaTorah on Torah Shebechtav, and you're fulfilling the mitzvah as a birchas HaMitzvah, and you're fulfilling the mitzvah when you say Krias Shema, which is Torah Shebechtav, which is the mitzvah you have every day of Kovei Edim Torah Shebechtav, right? That's what the Krias Shema itself is talking about, and you're learning Torah through saying Krias Shema, which is part of the Bible. So, I think it makes a lot of sense. What the Shulchan Aruch saying is that if you're going to say Birchas HaMitzvah, Al Rabbah is a Birchas HaMitzvah, you better say the mitzvah, right? You better do the mitzvah afterward. Even if you don't say your Krias Shema, you learned Torah before, it doesn't hurt to learn. You can do Chazara, you can learn Torah again. To say if you assume it's Birchas Sheva, this is clear what all the poskim are assuming, and even the Shulchan Aruch says it's a good idea. According to me, as a chiyuv, you got to say Krias Shema again. If you're going to say Al Rabbah, right, it's a Brachos mitzvah, you better learn something afterwards. You better learn Torah Shebechtav afterwards, because that's where the mitzvah is going on. I'm giving you a chumrah over here. I don't usually give you a chumrah. This is a little stringency, but I would say you got to say it for sure. Got to say it afterwards. And the next halacha, say it brachos ain't a ma'akev. Shemik the shnei l'rishona yatsi de'echovas brachos. This is coming from Yerushalmi. I don't know if the Bavli agrees with this, because if we're saying that Avarabba specifically is Birchas HaTorah, and you're not supposed to be mafsek between a Brachos HaMitzvah and the mitzvah itself. So you say Avarabba first, and then you say Yotzer Or, the second bracha, Yotzer Ma'oros, after Avarabba. That's a hefsek between the Brachos HaMitzvah and Krias Shema. So I don't know if I would agree with this either. 2 things I'm disagreeing with. I'm explaining one thing in the Shulchan Aruch, makes a lot of sense. And 2 chumras I gave 2 stringencies over here. Again, if you're not listening to me, which I don't know if people really are, so you don't have to ask a rabbi. You can just follow Shulchan Aruch. I have 2 leniencies over here. You don't have to actually say Krias Shema when you go back to shul and repeat and say Brachos Krias Shema. You don't have to repeat Krias Shema technically. And also, you could actually say Yotzer Or after Avarabba, before Krias Shema. Halacha l'maisa, but halacha lefi bensi, not exactly. So I give you the truth, what I believe is the truth. Bein l'chumra, bein l'kula. Usually it's the kula. Here's the chumra. Take it or leave it. See you in the next one.